afternoon, everybody. So we just recite the foundation of all good qualities. So within the sentences, the sentence number 1 is talking about rely on gurus. This means guru yoga. Each morning when you get up, so you first cultivate good motivation to be happy today and tomorrow, happy for everybody. So before you practice any kind of practice, you first think about your gurus, remember his or her kindness, and cultivate strong, faith for gurus. The second, sentence number 2, 3, 4 is talking about practice of small scope. This is a Lamrim, so small Lamrim. This text is called Lamrim. Page number 2, 3, 4. Talk about how human life is so important to have, not easy to find, very easy to lost. Then at each time when you get up, you should think, I'm so lucky, I'm a human being, I have a very precious human life. I won't let it use in the misdeeds. I will use this physical body in a meaningful way. Then means you making commitment every day to accumulating positive karma, avoiding negative karma. Then third, so what happens if I accumulate negative karma? If I accumulate positive, what happens? Then the karma, like your shadow, wherever you go, the shadow always follow up with you. So wherever you go, the karma is always with you. So that means each time when you accumulate negative karma, the negative karma, not going to disappear without, giving a result, unless if you purify the negative karma for power. Then number 4 also, you need to build very strong kind of conviction about, yes, the negative karma gives negative result, the positive karma gives positive result. Then you need to build very strong conviction about the law of causality of positive karma and negative karma. Then sentence number 5 is talking about the middle, step part of middle scope. Is talk about more about renunciation, 5 and 6. Then from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is talking about the great scope paths of Bodhisattvas. First, bodhicitta. Second, emptiness, practice of vows. Then 6, prajaparamita. Then sentence number 12 is talking about realizing the importance of 2 stages. Slave desire and from desire is talking about the 2-stage practice in Vajrayana. Then the last the sentence number 13, you just talking about, you just remember the kindness and compassion, all the teaching of your guru, then you just having kind of strong request to your guru to have a long life, purify your negative karma, every emotions. The last, even though if I won't achieve liberation or Buddhahood, so then I, still you're talking about, stay with Guru forever. Then lastly, the special kind of stage which is Vajradhara. So this is very important text. So before I start new topics today, I will explain a little bit what we taught in the past. So after finish the explanation about three refuge, then we talk about karma. When we think about karma, we need to think karma in generally, karma in specifically. When we think about karma in generally, there are four. Karma is fixed. Karma has a great increase. So you cannot have a result, a karma which you didn't accumulate. Therefore, you need to think, if I accumulate negative karma, it's not going to disappear without having result in your this life and next life. How karma is fixed? That's meaning the positive karma always give you positive result, negative karma give you always negative result. Think about the fixed, great increase, not going to have result, which is you not accumulate the karma, then karma not going to disappear without having result, unless you purify the negative karma through practice of four power. Next, then we need to think about more precisely. Then there are so many negative karma, negative action, positive action. Roughly, all negative actions include into 10 actions, right? Few from body, few from speech, few from mind. From body, how many? 3 in body. What are they? Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Those are we call physical. Because in order to have a complete this kind of karma, then not just enough have a mental action. We have to act physically. That we call physical actions. For example, somebody think I will steal something. I will lie to someone. You have a motivation. Then, in order to have a physical complete karma, the lying karma, you have to lie. You need to use the speech. Then with the physical karma, in order to complete the physical karma, the body must involve. Then we have a 4 from the speech or verbal. What are they? First killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. And the 4 from verbal, lying, harsh speech, devices, then gossip. So when you think about all the negative action, when you think very precisely, each action give kind of problem within you, problems for others. For example, stealing. If I steal something from someone, then slowly this news goes spread for everybody, then nobody would trust me. That means wherever you go, you have to go alone. So nobody going with you because they worry about you because you could store something. Then lying. If you lie one time, then you got habit. Then you're going to lie second and third. Finally, so nobody going to trust you. If you tell the truth, the people won't trust you. There's a story in Tibet, of course, the same story in Singapore. There was a shepherd who look at the sheep, the village people say, if you see, the wolf come, let us know, we will come to help you. Then one day the shepherd was with the sheep in the mountain. He just said, the wolf come, the whole villager come to help. But when the villager reached there wasn't any wolf. He just made a joke. He's just a liar. Then second day, the wolf come. They come there. Then he yelled. He said, invite all the village. So please come and help because the wolf is coming. The village thought, oh, he's just lying. So that's why when you lie one time, then you got a habit to lie, then nobody is going to trust you. And sexual misconduct is very common problem in our society, in the human society. Look at like sentient beings like horse and dog, they have a certain time to have a physical relationship. As a human being, we don't have a certain time. Then why we have this kind of sexual misconduct? First, we thought that the sensation, the pleasure is a kind of unlimited. That's why first, you have a relationship with someone with few months, few years, then you are totally, not happy. Then you thought I can have a more enjoy, more, satisfaction. Then you are looking another partner. So because in the deep down you think the sensation which is you going to have, you think it's unlimited, but actually it's limited. So whenever you have this kind of thought, you think yes, whatever whom you are going to have a relationship, this kind of the sensation is always limitation. So that's why you need to think this way. In general, if people, the person who had this kind of relationship, so always people, very, don't like the person, don't trust the person, nobody going to friend with the person. So in order to know the negative karma, we need to know the result of negative karma. There are, there are so many negative karma. In generally, we can include into 10 non-virtues and 10 virtues. So those practices are very foundation. Even though you think I will practice bodhicitta, I will practice renunciation, I will practice emptiness, I will practice, true stages. If you're not able to practice the 10 virtues, then you cannot practice any kind of paths. Because in the Lamrim mentioned, the 10 virtues practice is the very important, very foundation for the small scope. Because they are very careful with the negative action and the positive actions. Then this is also very important, the person who practice the middle paths, middle scope paths. The middle scope, the person who practice the medium scope path, the person wished to achieve liberation. Liberation means liberate from samsara. The samsara is not kind of place you can stay there, you can run away from that place. The samsara, look at, we have some misunderstanding about samsara. When we think samsara, we think always where we live, that place is samsara, not my body is samsara. Okay, so we have a true dukkha, external dukkha and inner dukkha. The external dukkha, yes, the place where we live, we also call dukkha. Among the true, the real dukkha is the physical body. So we have the physical body, the contaminated body, because this body produced by negative action. Also positive action which is contaminated by attachment, desire, anger. So the person who practice the middle scope path, they also have to abandon the 10 non-virtues. Of course, the bodhisattva who practice bodhicitta, the person who practice great paths, they also have to be very careful with the negative actions. So without abandon of the 10 non-virtues, you cannot practice any paths. As a beginner, of course you wish to practice very high level of path. The first you try to avoid the 10 known virtues. Try to have a 10 virtues is a very basic thing. If you are able to avoid the 10 known virtues actions, then you are able to reduce the negative. You are able to reduce the gross level of negative minds. Then slowly you can reduce the subtle negative minds. So we talk about the 10 known virtues. Each has a 4 basis, intention, deeds, and final path, final steps. For example, killing the human being. Human being is the basis of killing. As a full ordained person, if somebody kills like an animal, of course they will accumulate very negative karma, but they're not going to destroy the vows. Because in order to destroy the root vows, and the person has to kill a human being. The human being is the basis of killing within the 4 root vows. Then intention has a 2. 1, motivation. 2, affect emotion. So, in order to have a complete killing negative action, second, you need to think, the person think, I will kill the person. So killing, not we are talking about, like a boy or girls or men and women. Even though nowadays many people, doing kind of abortion. According to Buddha Dharma, even though once you have that kind of baby in his stomach, very small pieces, even though we believe it has a consciousness, it is complete human being. Or if you ask to someone do abortion, then you are asking you ask the people kill a human being. Motivation, then affect emotions. The killing action can be done by anger. You think somebody is my enemy, I don't like the person, that you have a sense of hatred. Due to that reason you going to kill the person. Hatred. And jealousy, attachment. So it can be done with any negative emotions. Next, please everybody go through the 4 elements: basis, intention, deeds, and final step. That means there are 10 known virtues. Totally there are 40 kind of factors. Each has a 4, 4, 4. Then we talk about heavy and heavy light. There are how many heavies? 5. 5 or 4? Huh?
6.
Okay, anyway, within the 10, just forget, just leave it aside the within the 3 negative action, the 3 mental negative action. The physical and verbal action, killing is heavy than the other actions. So there's an order. So within the 3 mental actions, covetousness, right? Second one,
Hatred, malice.
yeah, kind of sense of hatred. Third one, the wrong view. So wrong view is the heaviest than the other 2. So wrong view, according to Buddhism, if you think due to reading books, due to listening to your friends, due to just your own thoughts. If you think there's no karma, no result, no triple gems, no next life, no previous life, that means you have a wrong views. If you think there's no, Buddha and Dharma, that means you are totally against with the reality. That's because of wrong views. Then we talk about this thing in the last class. Then heavy, right? Now heavy has how many headings, subdivision? 6 or 5? 6, okay, very good. What are they?
By nature.
Yeah, by nature, yeah, intention, deeds. Okay, next one. Okay, so even though the action is so simple, for example, if you make angry Bodhisattva, someone, among us, we don't know who is Bodhisattva, who is not Bodhisattva. Somehow due to your action, someone you make angry. If the person is Bodhisattva, you just simple action. You use, very harsh words. Then the Bodhisattva got, angry towards you. The action is very simple, but the karma is very heavy. Then, killing, right? So you mentioned killing elephant and killing insect. Both of we taking their life. Even you kill elephant, you kill insect. Still taking their life. But killing elephant is heavier than the killing simple insect, because the elephant has a big body. The elephant, experience more suffering. That's why the karma more heavier than the killing insect. So because of nature, right? Heavy because of the nature. The second, heavy is because of the deeds. Deeds, right? Zhruva. Heavy because of the first is the nature, second is the intention. Intention, yeah. Intention. If you have for example, you saw kind of mosquito in your bedroom. So if they bite, it give you you got kind of sickness. So when you see the mosquito, you got very strong anger. Then very strong anger. When you kill the simple insect with a strong anger, you're going to accumulate heavy karma, because the intention is so strong. Action is very simple. Then you're going to accumulate strong negative karma, because you got very strong motivation, intention. The next one, deeds. Right? Heavy because of the deeds. What does it mean? What does it mean that heavy because of the deeds? Even though you can kill someone, some animal, very simple way. You can. I hope most of you have seen in the YouTube. In some of the country, they kill the cow tied on the pillar. Then people have a big knife. Everybody cut bit by bit. It takes maybe 2-3 hours. This kind of very heavy, because the deeds, the action, they give a lot of suffer to the cow. That means this kind of become very heavy. Deeds. Heavy because of the basis. Then basis means where you're going to do the negative actions. Here at the page number 406, it is heavy since, for example, To cast deity looks at the chemically potent beings such as a guru, ordination master, bodhisattva members of the sangha, parents, and so forth. So, guru is so important because we are, we wish to achieve nirvana, Buddhahood. We wish to get, liberation. So guru is the root. So without relying on a guru, you cannot practice perfect dharma. So that's why guru is very important. That's why if you have a pure respect to your guru, also you're going to accumulate a lot of positive karma. And if you have a little negative thoughts, negative action towards your guru, also you're going to accumulate very heavy negative karma. Because the basis guru is very important. Then if you compare, you have some negative action towards guru. Second, you have a negative action of the, ordination master. That means he is your master. He is ordens. Then means you're going to accumulate two karma. One as a guru, second as a ordens. If there's a two separate, one is your guru, one is just ordens person. If you have a little negative karma with the two of them, then guru, the negative karma which is accumulated here in guru is more heavier than the negative karma which is accumulated through the ordination master, so ordinations or ordained person. Then bodhisattvas, members of sangha, parents. Also in Buddhism, the parents is we consider so important. We remember there are 5, very heavy negative karma. One is the killing your own parents. Also, usually people practice compassion. People give a lot of support towards others. When you have some problem, your parents, you lose patience, you lose compassion, your parents. You are happy to help others, but if your parent asks you to help, you are not really happy to help your parents. The first, you must have a compassion towards your parent, respect for your parents. Slowly, the compassion, compassion and respect you can extend towards others. We should not ignore our parents, especially when they become older, very old, like 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years old. We give more respect, we give more support, we give more facility. When they were young, they don't need much from us. When they were sick, when they were get very old, in that moment they really need our support. That moment, that time is the best time we can repair their karmas. So everybody, please think about that. Parent is so important. Within the parents, the mother is very important. That's why when you practice bodhicitta, we say all sentient beings like my, mother, my old mother. Just not say mother, old mother. If you just imagine your mother, you have one feeling. If you imagine your mother became very old, like 90, 95 or 100 years old, you can have a different feeling. So, this is become very heavy because those bases are very important. They're heavy because of the always being done. Then somebody kill fish today, they kill tomorrow, they kill whole life. The killing, the killing action become very heavy because they have been doing every day. Because the negative karma increase day by day. Heavy because of the antidotes has been heavy because not antidotes has been applied. Very important. So without using antidotes, this means yes, you accumulate negative action, as well as the negative action will increase day to day, day by day, yearly, monthly. So each day in the evening, even though doesn't matter how much you are busy, in the evening you need minimum very short time, let's say 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Just sit on the chair or the side, just sit and think what I have done today. Since morning, think about, try to remember all the actions. Then try to remember what kind of negative action I have done today. What kind of positive action I have done today. If you remember, yes, I have done negative action, this and that, then have no regret. Recite some mantra in order to purify the negative karma. Then it stop to increase. Also, if you remember, yes, on the way I met an old person, old people, old person I have to go, then also you think, oh, I met someone, I met someone, I gave some money, I gave some food. If you remember, you have done positive actions. Also, you rejoice yourself. You say, oh, you have done a good job. You will do more today. Then you yourself encourage, give a more encourage. That means using antidote is very important. There are so many practices in Buddhism. Using antidotes is the best practice. Each time when you have a negative action, use the antidotes. When you have a negative thoughts, use the right antidotes. And first reduce, then minimize, then try to eliminate. So we talk about the heavy. Then next, we talk about the result of the actions. So we have a positive actions, then we will have a positive results. We have a negative action, then we have a negative results. For example, the action of killing, it has a 4 results. What are they? Repentant result, then congruent result, environment result. First 3. So the congruent we can divide into 2, right? Experience congruent with the cause, then behavior congruent with the cause. Generally you can say repentant result, experience congruent with the cause, behavior congruent with the cause, then environment results. So this translation I wrote is the correct way to use the environmental result. For example, somebody kill someone in the previous life. Due to that negative karma, the person born in a hell, hungry ghost, animal. If the negative karma is so great, so powerful, that people will be born in the hell. If the negative karma is a medium, the person will be born in the hungry ghost. The negative karma is slight light, the person will be born animals. Born in the taking a certain rebirth, we call the repentant, result. The second, what does mean? The congruent experience, congruent with the cause. So that means in the previous life, we killed someone. Due to that negative karma, this life somebody going to kill you. This is called experience congruent with the cause, the behavior. So when we kill someone, that we kill the person with a sense of attachment, sense of anger, whatever, but we got experience. We got some kind of mental experience. We have some kind of mental imprint in our mind. Due to the mental imprint, due to the mental behavior on this life, also you like to kill someone. Even though sometimes you see somebody killing someone, you have a sense of rejoice. You call this is behavioral congruence. Then environmental result. That means you kill someone. That means in this life, your life is okay. You have a long life, but due to the negative killing actions, you have so many problems in this life. Someday you got sick, you get in medicine, the medicine doesn't work. Someday you eat healthy food, the healthy food doesn't work for you. It gets worse and worse. This kind of we call environmental result. Next, the new chapter. Before we move, make sure not to forget. And also, one important we must know, if you know how to purify, if you know how to minimize the karma, then usually the aspect of the karma is very heavy, but it's become light. If you don't know how to purify, how to use the antidotes, the karma is very small, but it become very heavy. For example, it give the container made of like a iron is very heavy. Let's say 100 kilo iron, you made a container, but the container is so heavy. But when you put on the water, the container can lift up. The stone is so small. If you put the stone on the water, you're going to drown. That means we call the practitioner or the wise person heavy karma. The karma is very heavy, but it will become lighter. The edit, the unwise person karma is very light, very small, but it will become very big, very heavy, because we don't know how to use the antidotes. So, for example, healing, there's a basis, and then there's an intention. Within the intention, motivation, then every emotions, and final step. For example, due to some reason, sometimes there's no any option. You have to lie. Sometimes there's no option. You need to hide. You cannot tell the truth due to certain reasons, due to the circumstances. Then moment, yes, you must know there's no option. Today I have to lie. Today I have to cheat this person. Because, for example, some of you are say job is seller. You go in somewhere with some product. Then you say, oh, this product is so good. You have to explain very nice way. Otherwise, those people are not going to buy the products. So there's no option. If you don't say the little bit not real one, the people won't buy. If the people won't buy from you, you're going to lose your job. There's no option. But I'm not saying lying is good. That moment is okay, you can lie, but there's no option. In the deep down, it's no good. That means the karma not become very complete one. Very, very light. Then after you finish the business, then you have a sense of regret. Oh, it's not good. I lie. If I not lie, I couldn't lie. They're not going to buy. Then you have a sense of regret. Then finally you don't have a last step, because you don't have a sense of rejoice. You don't have a sense of sense of thing is good. That's why the karma, if you know how to use the antidotes, the karma become very light, lighter and lighter. Then heaviest, then finish environmental. Next, the page number 410. It has 4 subheadings. So how the positive karma, negative karma become powerful? How? There's so many different ways. Here explained in the 4 different ways. First, powerful owning to the field. Listen, for example, then if you offer something to the ordinary beings, it's good, you're going to accumulate positive karma, positive action. Second, if you offer something to your parents, then the ordinary person, you're going to accumulate more positive actions. Because the ordinary person compared to your parent, the parent is more important. The third, I think, the audience, right? Ordinary people, one parents, monks and nuns, or ordained bodhisattvas and Buddhas. So because they become very powerful, because the basis, the field are very important. So usually, people happy to offer money, fruits, things to the temple, to the Buddha, which is good because we are offering things to the Buddha statue. Actually, we are not usually try to offer the things to the Buddha. Most important one, when you enter in the temple, when you see the Buddha statue, the painting, you should not think, oh, this is made of gold, made of clay, is a painting. You should not think this way. When you enter any temple, you should think, those are the real Buddha. Or when you see the painting, do to look in the painting, just remember the real Buddha. Whatever you offer, just offer to the real Buddha, not the not the statue. Then you're going to accumulate really good karma. If you just imagine the statue in front of you, you just put something in front of statue, you're not going to accumulate like a really positive karma. So far, we're not going to see the real Buddha. We're not able to offer the things to the real Buddha. Why not we offer the things to the real person, like a real parents, real ordinary person, real and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, real audience. Sometimes people spend a lot of money offering to the temple, but they are not really want to spend a lot of money to the giving something for the ordinary person. Then, for example, your parent asks you to give 500 rupees, dollars. You are not ready to give 500. You met some monks, they say, oh, can I have 500? So you're happy to give 500. Right? Because you have a biased mind. Because you think, oh, the monks are more important than my parents. But also you must know what kind of monks and nun is he or she. In order to you have a complete karma, you must know the field. There are my parents, these are real monks, there's real Bodhisattvas, there's a real Buddha, there's real master. In general, you can give as a gift for anybody. In order to have a powerful karma, you must recognize which field is more important. Also, according to the Vasubandhu, also according to Buddhism, also the patient is being considered very important. When you see someone have a sickness, give some medicine. The person have a sick, just give us support. Because there's a time that people really need your help, your support. So he's talking about powerful only of the field. There's a ordinary person, people, parents, ordains, then ordained bodhisattvas, ordained bodhisattvas, and lay person bodhisattvas, and Buddhas. The second powerful because of one had been a candidate for vows. There are usually three types of vows: Vinaya vows, Bodhisattva vows, Vajrayana vows. Now I will read a few sentences from here. Sutara says, one virtue is much more extensive of one has taken vows than the one has not. Okay, now here is Pabongka Rinpoche try to compare the two person. One person has taken vows, one person not. And the same whole of the non-virtues. Then same, right? The person who taken vows, if the person does some negative action, the negative action also more heavier than the person who haven't taken the vows. It is heavy since for someone ordained to commit a terrible misdeed than for a lay person to indulge in the 10 non-virtues. Look at, even though the lay person who haven't taken vows, even though he are totally indulged with the 10 non-virtues, the person who has taken vows, if they did little kind of negative action, it become more powerful than the person who haven't taken vows, who totally indulge in the 10 virtues. Let me say, on other way, the ordained do some good thing, the ordained person accumulate, powerful karma. Then here look at, this is why it is so heavy when people who hold bodhicitta and even more so tantra vows, commit misdeeds. Then next, top of them, somebody has taken the Vinaya vows, top of them they take the Bodhisattva vows, top of them take the Vajrayana vows. And the person who has taken the three vows, when they are against with the truth, when they commit kind of negative action, that negative action becomes very powerful. As well as if they accumulate a positive action, the positive action also becomes very powerful. So which one you want? You want to take a vows or you don't want to take a vows? Right? If you take a vows, you think, oh, I'm so scared. So that's why many people say, oh, I think in last time in Dharamsala, somebody wants to take vows. The friend said, you should not take. Then you go into a lot of negative karma. Then the friends was so worried, the friend didn't take a vows. But he wished to receive the initiation. There's no way. So you must know, in order to receive initiation, first the basic thing you need to take a certain vows, the layperson vows. Then Bodhisattva vows. Without taking layperson vows, you cannot take a Bodhisattva vows. Without Bodhisattva vows, you cannot take Vajrasattva vows. The meaning of vows we call Domba. Domba meaning like a tight. When you have a commitment, you cannot do whatever you want. Your hands and your physical action, mental action, verbal action is totally tight. So here it says, look, Pabongka Rinpoche very nice way. If you take vows, you will receive virtues continuously. And if you take have you ever heard about the virtues? Right? you will continuously receive the non-virtues. Actually, let's say, I'm not sure this one. Virtues, if you take a vows, you will receive virtues continuously. If you take unvirtuous vows. Have you heard these words? Unvirtuous vows. No, right? Yeah. I think in the ancient time in India, also you must know the history. When you take a Vinaya vows, okay, monks vows, or monks and nuns vows, the master asks you, make sure you are not the child of, who made shoes. Make sure you are not the children or child of the person who usually make kind of blacksmith. Blacksmith. Make sure you are not child of the merchant, businessman. Then the master asks you this question. Because in the ancient time, if the father is a merchant, the child have to be merchant. This is their business. If the father is a blacksmith, the child have to be blacksmith. If the father is what we making shoes?
Cobbler.
Yeah, cobbler. The child have to be follow the father. Then what happened? If all the people who become a monk, they are very specialized in certain thing, then they will start business in monastery. Somebody do the business, somebody do the business. Okay? That's why Buddha said you should. That's the reason Buddha said if you are this kind of child, you should not be a monk. That's what a very ordinary child can be a monk. That's why in the ancient time, then we have a butcher who kill animal. They have to make a commitment. So I am the son of this butcher. So since today I will take his job. This is my responsibility. Make a commitment. That's why this word called unvirtuous vows. This is the ancient Indian tradition. Then, since after they take the unvirtuous vows, even though, he killed someone yesterday, but he, doesn't kill today something, but continuously accumulating the negative karma because of the vows. Then another look at next sentences. Two people may live together and one of them may have taken a vows not to kill while the other has not. Both of them may equally not kill the whole time, but the person without vows does not receive the virtues. They come from the abandoning killing. Whereas the virtues of the person with the vows will increase every day. That means there's a true person, one take a vows, one not. Both of them stay together, both of them not killing anybody, but the person who take a vows, he receives the virtues continuously. He has a vows. The person who doesn't have a vow, he's not killing, he doesn't kill anybody in whole life, but he never received the virtues avoiding the killing. This means if you compare which is good, taking vows good or not taking vows good, so Pabongka said you must take a vows. If you're not taking vows, if you're not killing, not stealing, you not have a sexual misconduct, but you're not going to accumulate the positive karma because avoiding all of them. You avoid all of them, but you are not going to accumulate the positive karma. So, it's so powerful because of the one had been a candidate for vows. Oh, so quick. Okay, so we have a tea break. So after breaks, we should have a little bit time for question and answer. Then we will move the new kind of topic. New topics. So we just talk about the differences between the person who has taken vow, who hasn't taken vows. Most importantly here, what Shantideva said in the English, in the deed of Bodhisattvas, says, thereafter, even in the sleep or in the unguarded mind, the merit has power, much merit come to them constantly, and will become enormous as a space is set. So after you take a vows, even though special Bodhisattva vows, even though you sleep, if you are totally doing a lot of bad things, still you continually accumulating the positive karma because of the power of Bodhisattva vows. Then next what Pabongka Rinpoche said, then narrow-minded should therefore not have wrong view. Even lay people must be encouraged to take one-day vows, one-day fasting vows, and bodhicitta vows. You in the future you must take vows as much as you can. Sometimes you can take one-day vows, fasting vows, bodhisattva vows, bodhicitta vows. One-day fasting vow is also, I think, very important. We call nyene. So early morning, you can take this vow in your home, in your room. Just get up early morning, do 3 prostration in front of the Buddha Shakyamuni, make a commitment. Since now I will, I'm not going to eat anything except drink until tomorrow morning. And also make a commitment, since now, from now till tomorrow morning, I will do only good thing. I won't do any bad thing. Just make a commitment, simple commitment. Follow the commitment for 24 hours. It's very simple but very good. The fasting vows also, you can take in front of the Buddha Shakyamuni. The Bodhisattva vows also you can take from the in front of the Buddha's statue. The first time you have to take the vows from person. The second time, if you have some kind of if you are against with the vows, then you're going to destroy the vows. The second time you can take the vows in front of the Buddha statue, photo and paintings. But the Vinaya vows you must take from bhikshu, group of monks and nuns. Then after you have taken few 3 vows, Vinaya, so and so. If you against with one of the good vows, then you cannot retake. The Bodhisattva vows and Tantrayana vows you can take again and again. You take maintain few months, few years. If you against, you take next time, much easier than the Vinaya vows. The next here talking about there are 2 types of prohibition, nature and decline. Prohibition. So this will be important to know as a Buddhist. That means there's a 2 kind of not supposed to do. One is natural, one is due to the laws of the Buddhas. Right, page number 411. In the last, last second paragraph, there are 2 types of prohibition, the natural and decline prohibition. The first steps are assumed to be followed as you think about the cause, what the motivation. The motivation must be negative emotions. The result must be, one of the future is the cause. One actual motivated or non-virtuous one. Another feature is the nature. This nature are the sinful and the embodied non-virtuous. Yet another virtue is the result. That means the natural kind of prohibition. You need to think, in order to accumulate this kind of karma, first motivation must be, negative emotions. The aspect itself is a sinful. The result must be unpleasant. When the result happens, is unpleasant. No matter whether someone has taken vows or not, if these basics are present, the person will generate, prohibited sins. For example, killing. Doesn't matter you has a vow, you has taken vows or not. When you kill, you have a negative karma. So, I think I mentioned in the last class. So, in order to have a the killing action basis, intention is a motivation and afflictive emotions. In our chat Vijay group, somebody raised very important question. I think we everybody have to think very carefully. For example, there's a patient in hospital, very serious. It costs maybe 5,000 per day. They put the person in the ICU, right? Intensive care unit, ICU. The doctor knows the person will live only 3 days. Also the family also know he have only 3 days. 3 days will be the last. For 3 days it costs $15,000. So you don't have a money, your friend doesn't have a money, nobody ready to support. So what we should do? We should bring the person from hospital to home, or let's just keep there. If we continue to keep the patient in the hospital, it costs a lot of money, right? So that's why many cases, the family or friends come to see monks and nuns or some experienced person. So we have this situation. What should we do? We should keep continuously in hospital, or we discharge from hospital. Then as a monk, it was so difficult to say you should keep continuously in hospital. But we can see there's no point. It just waste money. The people has only 3 days. Also, we cannot say you just bring home. If the friends or family bring him or the patient from home, maybe he will drive on the road because there's no enough facility. That means the man the trigger is the person who give advice. If a monk said, "Oh, there's no point to keep him, the person in the hospital, just bring him home," because then the person drive on the way. What happened for the monk? It's a very dangerous thing. So the killing, so this is someday is very difficult to say, give advice. For example, one time while I was in California, I know the family for many years. So the father was in hospital with the ICU, put lot of oxygen, so many wire. The doctor said to the family, "Your father is dead. He's totally dead. No more life." And the family is not ready to accept. They said, no, my father is not dead. He's alive because he is moving, open eyes, moving her body like this. The doctor said, no, because all the oxygen, due to the machine, the body move here and there like this. Some open eye, or moving like that. Then they asked me, what shall I do? They asked me, then I said, I really don't know. The person is still alive, or the person is, dead. I don't know how I can know. Then they asked the doctor. The doctor said, he's dead. It's been 3 days. Then I checked the heart. The heart is still beating because of the oxygen. I cannot say he's still alive. I cannot say he's dead. Then finally I said to the family, you can make a decision. I cannot make a decision. So in the future, if somebody asks you advice, or if you need to face this kind of, if you will have this kind of problem, so you have to be very careful. You must keep the person in hospital continuously or discharge from hospital. If you keep the person in hospital continuously, you have to pay a lot of money. There's no enough money. Then as a lay person, the best one what you need to do, so it is my opinion. So we know if we keep the patient in hospital, it costs a lot of money. Then say, okay, doesn't matter, he has a very few days, just bring home. The money which is we supposed to spend for the hospital, we spend for the good work. Then you can dedicate the merit to the people who pass away, rather than spending all the money in hospital. As a monk, we cannot do this, we cannot say. As a lay person, you can make this kind of decision. It's good for the family, it's good for the people who pass away. Otherwise, people, the family, friends have to borrow a lot of money and they have to pay back the money. It takes many years. So related to the killing. Then there's a natural and declarative. That means killing is always good, but always bad. Always bad. Doesn't matter killed by order or killed by the person who doesn't have vows. Is bad. Because natural prohibition. Second, declared prohibition. That means now we talk about drinking alcohol. Actually, I already talked in the past. Drinking alcohol is good or bad? Good or bad? What do you think?
No good.
Yeah, right? It's no good, no bad. If you know how much you drink, it's no good, no bad. If after you take a vows, the person vows, you say, I'm not going to drink any kind of alcohol or toxin. After you take a vows, then you drink alcohol is no good. As a normal person, as a lay person, generally who haven't taken any vows, drinking alcohol is no good, no bad. It's very neutral. It's become kind of negative action when the monks and nuns or lay person who take a vows, when he use the alcohol, when drink alcohol, is become negative action because of against the vows, against the law. Drinking alcohol. But there's two different views from within the Indian masters. Some masters says drinking alcohol is naturally really habituation. Some masters say no, it is a declaring prohibition. Prohibition, right? Prohibition. The meaning, once you have done, you accumulate negative karma, that means natural prohibition. When you have done, when you accumulate negative karma because of against the vows, against the law, then we can call declaring, prohibitions. Then there's nothing much I can explain. Okay, another important one. Purifying negative karma. Purifying the against the vows is a different. Vows. Designation. For example, ordained person killed animals or killed person. That means he accumulate two different kind of action. One, the negative action, which is due to the killing the sentient beings or killing the person. Second, also he against broken the vows. That means the person got two kinds of negative actions. So how we can purify the two negative actions? In Tibetan we call tungwa. In English they use restore, right? Purport is restore, no. There is a same nature sins also, even the broken mirror, there's not such a word. So they accumulate two actions. One we call just negative action. One we call the negative action against with the vows. There means two action. So after you accumulate the negative action, if you practice four power, through the practice of your four powers, you're going to eliminate the negative action, but not going to eliminate the action which is against the vows. Right? Two things. One is accumulate negative action. You can eliminate the negative action applying the four powers. Second, even though you killing the negative action, but you haven't killed the kind of action which is against the vows. So in order to eliminate the action which is again with the vows, then you have to do the restore the broken mineral vows. Restore. You know, in monasteries or nunneries, every 15 days, the monk and nuns have to do particular practice every 15 days, every full moon day. That time they try to purify the negative action, the kind of negative action just which is against the vows. This is, I think, difficult to translate in English. There's just a sin, sin which is broken vows. He's talking about it. That means in the future, the person who hasn't taken vows, when they are against with certain vows, then you have to do two things. One, you just practice the four power, eliminate the negative sin or negative action. Then, so as a lay person, in order to purify the action which is against the vows. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
For example, one person, haven't taken vows. That person killed, like a fish. The person accumulate negative action, but the person, the person doesn't against the vows because he doesn't have a vows. Then second, the ordained person, the person who take a lay person vows or Buddhist or whatever, the person who taken vows, when he or she kill a fish, he has a two kind of action, two negative action. One due to the killing, there's a action. One, he broken the vows, there's another action. Two action is kind of, one coin, two sides, look like. So how we can purify the two different actions? The negative action itself, we can purify applying the four powers. Even though they eliminate or purify the negative karma, but the person, haven't purified the action and kind of another negative action, which is he break the vows. So in order to purify this kind of action, then they have to attend the restore, right? Domba, restore kind of practice. That's why each monastery or non-nari, they must have this practice every 15 days. We Tibetan call sojourn. So when you are against with the Bodhisattva vows, as a lay person, you cannot attend, this kind of practice. Then what we need to do, again, you just do prostration in front of the Buddha, imagine all the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, and just say, oh, I have done this, and do the prostration and recite. Then you're going to purify both action, negative actions. The person who has a Vajrayana vows, it's not simple to purify the action which is come after break the vows. Then you need to do kind of long practice. We call Daju. Daju means you have to arise as a, you need to do the self-realization arise as a deity. Then you need to do certain practice. Next, page number 413. Powerful because of the intention. Number one, powerful because of the first is because of the field. Second is because of the candidate vows. Third is powerful because of the intention. That's why, as I have said many times, before you start your practice, you must cultivate the motivation. Must have a good motivation, good intention. Within the good intention, within the good motivation, if you offer single butter lamp, you can accumulate, big positive karma, very powerful. If you have you couldn't have a kind of good intention, even though you offer very big things, but you're not going to accumulate, good or powerful actions. Intention is so important. The next paragraph, there is also a difference between throwing and complete karma. I hope all of you remember, right? Throwing karma and completing karma. Throwing karma means, for example, now we are a human being, due to our negative karma or negative karma, let's imagine, everybody is born as a dog. So we were born as a dog due to the negative karma. If the negative karma throw us as a dog life, that karma we call, throwing, karma. A complete means after we born as a dog, then we have to spend our life in the dog life. The life we can spend as a happy life or suffering life, that's depend on another karma. We call the complete karma. That means you can throw by negative karma, your life can be complete by positive karma. Your life can be thrown by positive karma, but your life can be complete by negative karma. That's why you can see, some of your friends have always kind of, problems. One problem finish, another problem arise. Another problem finish, another problem again arise. That means this kind of we call throwing by positive karma, completing by negative karma. So they give you a lot of example. Then again, I mentioned I asked you a question last time. A single karmic action can throw one into many bodies as a succession. For example, insulting someone with a word, you are like a frog. The result taking 500, rebirth as a frog. Right? That means one karma can have 500 life. That's why one karma can have 500 life. That means one karma becomes very powerful. The opposite, 5 karma can have a one life. 100 karma made together, you can have a one life. So it's mentioned here. There are another type of karma. Once this is the next one. That means you must think, that's why dedication is so important. So after you practice, after you finish your practice, you can just dedicate, all merit together, dedicate reborn as a Dharma king. Due to the dedication, you will have a Dharma king life. Like Dharma king life, just one life. But there were so many karma combined together. That means many karma has a one life, one karma has a many life. So that's why it depends on you. There's 100 karma, you can have a one life. There's a one karma, you can have 100 life. So it depends on your practice. Then next, there are another type of karma. One is obligate to undergo karma. One is not obligate to undergo karma. That means one karma you can accumulate, but you're not going to have a result. One karma you haven't accumulated. You didn't accumulate, that means even though you're going to have a result, you accumulate, not just not involved in actions. Some action done that accumulate on the karma that one accumulated without doing anything. So we Tibetan call we call che sak. Sak means accumulating. Che means have done. For example, killing action is the physical action, right? The killing action is the physical action. Then you ask to someone to kill someone. You just give advice, give a request. So somehow the person go and kill the person. That means you accumulate the negative karma, but you haven't done your physical action. Physical action, I'm not saying mental action, physical action. Because in order to have a complete physical action, your physical action have to involve. That means the person you ask your friend to kill someone, your friend goes that he killed a person, that means you accumulate the physical action. But you haven't done, your physical action is even haven't involved with the negative actions. There's how we can accumulate. Sometimes we have to involve, sometimes we not necessarily to involve with the action. Then the obligance. Some karma, you accumulate, definitely you're going to have an experience. Some not sure. Chela sa, chela masas, chela sa. Some you involved, you accumulate negative karma. Some you accumulate a negative karma, but you are not involved. Some you accumulate, but not involved. Then some karma you can experience this life, some karma you are going to experience next life, definitely, someone not definite. We call Tonju Yongyur. So some karma you can accumulate, you accumulate it in the last year, you're going to have a result in this year. Some karma you accumulate this life, you're going to have a result definitely next life, not next after next life. Some karma is you going to experience maybe after next life. How is become differences? Some karma you accumulate last year, you have a result this life, this year. Some karma you accumulate this life, you going to experience next life. How is happen? Because of the motivation, again dedication. So for example, so next year you going to start a business. Or next year you going to have a new job. And this year you do you do a lot of practice, lot of chanting, prayer, then you accumulate positive karma. Then you fully dedicate this karma for next year. Then you're going to experience, you're going to have the result in next years. Then another same the next life. But the verified heavy karma, you accumulate this life, you're going to have an experience, you're going to have a result next life. The 5 heavy karma. That's why within the 12 links in interdependence, they're talking about desire and grasping. The desire and grasping like the soil and water. The karma is like the seeds. When you put seeds at the ground, if you have if you not going to put the soil and water, the seed not going to depend. After you put soil and heat and water, then the seed become very kind of more powerful. It has a more kind of ability to give a suffering. So that means desire and grasping, increase the ability, increase of the power of the karma. But the 5 heavy karma, no need to go through the grasping and desire. After your death, you're going to born as a hell and hungry ghost. That's why this is one thing I want to tell you. Okay, so why not we should have some kind of question answer. If you go to yes, please.
Geshe-la, does it mean that anything and everything that happened to us now is because of karma?
Very important question. Many people think, this is you ask. Whatever happened with us in this life and this day, I think there can be, it happened by 3 different ways, based on my knowledge. One is, it happened with us because of the previous karma. One is happened with us because of the, kind of, we call certain circumstances. One is happened with us because we don't use our ability in the proper way. First, karma. Second is kind of by definitely first is karma. Second is happened because of the circumstances. Third is because we don't use our ability in the proper way. For example, somebody usually drink 1 cup of wine every day. So one day he met, or the person met his friend or her friend. Then that day he drank maybe 10 cups of wine. Then due to the drinking, lot of drinking, then the person got accident or person got some injured. Those kind of things happen because of the environment as well as not using their ability in the proper way. We don't say because you are karma. Maybe we never know karma may be involved. In general, it look like karma there's not really karma. Then another you can see somebody has an ability to do things. They have a knowledge, they have an experience to do things. When they try to do, it never happen. Doesn't matter how much you try, you always fail. This kind of thing, I think there's a maybe connection with the previous karma. Previous karma. That means one is happening due to the previous karma, previous life karma. One is happening due to the circumstances. One is happened because of we don't use our ability in the proper way. So I'm not saying whatever is happened with our previous karma. If we say then there's kind of no ending. I got sick because of the previous karma. So whatever is happening not necessarily to be karma. Second meaning of the karma, the very the rough or very simple way karma we call action. The meaning of the karma we just say what does mean karma? Karma means action. If we say then whatever is happened for us is happened by action. Okay, should not think the karma I accumulated in the previous life. Now I having the result. If we say simply what does mean karma? Karma or gram is action. That means whatever is happened with us, everything happened by action. But not the karma which is accumulated in the previous life. Not necessarily. Yes, any question?
About killing, it's Indonesia, people who suffer very painfully. They choose to die. So is that correct that he suffered and he has no end when he choose to die? And the doctor will, is it right or the motive is he don't want more suffering?
Can you repeat the question again for me?
There's this law in Holland is you're
Yeah,
allowed
yeah.
to die.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is killing yourself or you commit suicide is also wrong. So what about person who really, really suffering? It's not easy. I mean, in Buddhist way it's wrong, right? I mean, but the person could be so painful and they have no choice. And the doctor who will give the injection.
This also, this kind of topic also, we already talk in the WeChat group. Like in Poland, right? One country has a highest number of killing elderly people. Yes, so we need to think two different ways. For example, someone got very serious accident. Her hands and legs is totally cut. The person totally in suffer. When we see, we cannot bear to see. The person, of course, is so really suffers, a lot of suffer. That time, what should we do? We should ask the doctor, give an injection, let him go. The person also have a strong wishing to live this life because the person can see there's no any kind of meaningful to alive. And also we think better to he can live because we can see a lot of suffering. At that time, if you ask the doctor give an injection with a sense of compassion towards the person, you don't have any sense of attachment, desire, anger, hate. You don't know the person anything about the person. You don't have any attachment because you are not looking any money or house or car. You don't have a sense of hatred because the person you don't know much. He look like it's okay, the person is very old, lot of suffering. Then look like okay, but so difficult to say. But the person is your relatives, then there's a danger because you have a sense of attachment. Then the intention has a motivation and affliction, attachment mix with the motivation. Or the person is kind of your enemy, then also you have a sense of hatred for the person. That's why in the Vinaya Sutra mentioned, what happened? Your mom is very serious, has a very serious sickness. Your mom is totally suffered. She is totally suffered. And the son is a monk. He can see monk has a lot of suffering. Monk is totally suffered. The monk can give kind of sudden medicine, let her go, is okay or not. The Vinaya said, no, you're not allowed to do this. You're not proper way to do this. If you do this, then you will destroy your root vows. Again, as a lay person, for example, your mom or your brother, your sister, your relative is a very serious kind of suffering, very serious kind of illness. So we cannot don't want to see this kind of suffering. Then you say, yeah, use some medicine, let the person go. But you definitely are going to accumulating negative karma. Another, important, it is my personal opinion. Sometimes when I see very old person cannot eat, cannot move, cannot think, look like like a dead body on the bed, lying the body on the bed. Cannot see, cannot think, cannot eat. So many problems. Also the people who take care in the first few months or few years, the person will take it with a sense of compassion. But finally they also, fed up with the person. So for my personal life, I can feel, I cannot see the point to live like this. This is my personal opinion. But this is, I think, you must make a decision based on your knowledge, based on your motivation. You cannot say right and wrong. Cannot. Also related to the, also now many people able to do the abortion. Also, we're talking about the birth control. Is good or bad? If we do a lot of birth control, also we are, we are trying to stop the people who want to born on the planets. Also, we also doing some kind of bad things. If we don't do the birth control, so the population increase very rapidly, then we will have a lot of suffering, a lot of problem. But this kind of motivation, no good. People think, we will have a lot of population, then we will have a suffering. I have a suffering. Finally, they thought themselves is no good. So this was a big question as a Buddhist abortion or the giving injection medicine. So someone say?
Just now you mentioned about antidotes. How do we apply antidotes? Is there a standard set of antidotes to certain non-virtual
Antidotes, we call antidotes. Then, for example, this morning you have a strong argument with someone, or Mr. A, or Mrs. B. You have very strong argument, or you have a fight with a person. Then we believe in that moment you accumulate negative action because the motivation was there, intention was there, and you use a very hard, bad words when you are argue. After finish the argument, then you come to your home, you got some kind of sense of regret. The best antidotes in order to eliminate this negative karma, the best antidotes, you just imagine the person who you had an argument this morning. Just imagine the person and cultivate compassion, kindness, tolerance, sense of wishing happy the person. This is the antidote, the anger which is you have this morning. Also, this is the best antidote, the karma which is accumulated depend on this person. That's what the Lamrim said. When you fall over the ground, you must get up, rely on the ground. That means you accumulate the karma depend on that person. You must practice compassion toward that person. This antidote. In general, we call so also you can just imagine the person who have an argument, who then due to the imagination of the person, then you can recite certain mantra, you can recite certain chanting, you can do some prostration, making offering of mandala, whatever. You also antidotes. The best antidote is the regret. Second, kind of commitment, not going to do again. So the best antidote is the regret about what you had done. That's why every evening you should think what you have done in the morning. Then what we say, I should have strong regret about the negative action which I remember, or even though I have done in the previous life, I have done many years ago. So just you think about all of them and just have a sense of regret. Antidotes. Yes, any question? Yes?
I got two questions.
Uh-huh.
One is because a lot of people when they are very sick, they suffer a lot, there's a lot of pain. Though they did not kill themselves, but they have very strong motivation or intention to say, I better die. And ultimately they die, they did not kill, but is that karma involved? Because of their very strong motivation of, I better die.
Yeah. When we say attachment, okay, attachment not necessarily, you have attachment wanting something. Even though you really want to, that moment you have totally suffered, you really have a lot of suffering, you then feel I really want to die. That moment you have very sense of attachment towards die. Is also one of the attachment. I'm not saying that moment that the previous karma is involved, because that time the people has so many very strong suffering that people doesn't feel any sense of happiness. They do not see any point to live. They choose to die. I'm not saying is the previous karma involved directly, but there can be. We are not sure. The previous karma can be involved. Indirectly, we can see there's nothing linked with the previous karma. Yes. Second question.
Okay. No. So means that possibly there is a karma, new creation of karma. Because of the strong thoughts.
No, that's why the killing, for example, if you accumulate the karma, you accumulate the killing karma.
Right.
The killing karma, you must kill other beings, not yourself. If you kill yourself, you're not accumulating kind of the killing actions. But that moment, your anger or attachment desire is so strong, but you live negative imprint in your minds. But you're not accumulating the killing action, but you accumulate certain actions. So most of you know, I mentioned many times, what does mean, accumulating action, negative action, positive action, how? What does mean? That's why, there are so many sutta or so many, books always mention accumulating positive karma or accumulating negative karma. Also, we Tibetan call lesa, is meaning, store the positive karma, negative karma, store, lesa, or collect the positive action, negative action. This collect doesn't mean you have something you can store in a certain place. When you have a strong anger, it give you, it leave strong imprint, the strong kind of memory in your mind. So you have an argument, you argue with someone today or tomorrow, then you got habit, have an argument with everyone with every day. That means, positive karma, negative karma accumulating means you just put a habit, positive habit and negative habit. The person wish to die, then finally the person to commit suicide. That means person already live, very strong imprint about killing themselves. So yes, I'm going to say the person accumulate certain karma, but the person not going to accumulate the killing action, killing karma. Yes?
The second question is, example, karmically, someone is born into a family who do a lot of killing, like slaughtering house business. Does this person, like maybe a son or daughter, because it's depending on the living of this business, though it's the parent who are doing the business, they're accumulating a lot of karma, right? But karmically, these children actually born in this family.
First, everybody believe in karma. So far we say, okay, positive karma give you positive result. Negative karma give you a negative result. Also, in order to reborn as a human being, we need to practice shila. We need to practice ethics. But there's no different karmas for the male and female. We have just karma for reborn as a human being. Born in female and born in male not depends much karma. It depends on the immediate condition. Immediate condition. That's why the scientists say XX, XY, right? XX, XY. So it's very depend on the immediate condition. So there's a story. There was a Bodhisattva. He wished to born as a human being. Somehow he wished to do in the human society. He wants to be born as a human. Then so the Bodhisattva was around the human society. He was looking chance to born as a human, but there's no any kind of condition, circumstances. Somehow the Bodhisattva has to take a life as a donkey. So the Bodhisattva was reborn as a donkey is not due to the karmic karma, because due to the circumstances, immediate condition. Same, the children who born that family, the family who doing that kind of business, killing business, because it's the immediate condition, not much the previous karma. I'm not saying the previous karma. You can see, if this is the case, then the child or children have to do this business. But many children, don't want to do this business. They want to do another business. They want to start another business. That means it's very clear. The child born that family, but the child will not follow that tradition. That means he doesn't born that family based on that karma. Yes, any question? Yes, please.
Cause and condition is effect, right? So we are talking about condition. Cause we can create it now. Can we actually control condition?
Actually, cause and okay. I think some of you attend in the Dura class. Generally, cause, condition, result, effect is same thing. Same thing. One thing can be cause, condition, also result. Okay, result. There's two conditions. One is the external condition. Second is the internal condition. you cannot change the external condition because most of the external condition is out of your control. For example, natural disaster, kind of bad weather, heavy raining. Those is totally out of our control. You cannot change the external condition, but you definitely can control your inner condition. All your condition you can control. You can control negative action, you can control negative emotion, you can control all the inner condition. But the sickness also be included into the external condition. But sickness also you can control. If you eat proper food, clean food, you always do some exercise, you can avoid the sickness. That means yes, any kind of inner condition you can control. This is the one of the basis we believe into liberation and nirvana. Because you can control your affect emotion, you can control your ignorance, you can control your negative the motivation, then slowly you can change your habits. Then day by day you have a better habit. Then one day you become complete pure person. That's why I'm going to say you can control your inner condition, any kinds of inner condition, not the external condition. So what is the connection with the external and inner condition? If you are able to control your inner condition, the external condition cannot give much effect to you. If you are not able to control your inner conditions, the external condition give you a lot of effect. The impact or effect. That's why this is what Buddha said. The Shantideva said, I think very nice way. You cannot cover leather for all the places. If you are able to cover your feet with the leather, it looks like you cover all places. Yes, you can control your inner condition. That's why the practice of Buddhism, most times the practice of Buddhism talking about how to control your inner condition. If you never try to control your inner condition, even though you have a lot of hope, big hope, great hope to be Buddha, it doesn't make any differences. So that's why yes, you can control your inner condition. In generally, cause, condition, result, effect are synonym. Synonym, right? What do you use to say? Synonymous?
Geshe Lobsang Yonten, because the text that we had, the Dura text, it says synonym, but when the synonyms mean you can change. But in the text you mentioned when you teach us, secondary course and primary course, they are only synonyms when it is not put in context.
Synonym, right?
It's synonym, but it's not put in. You must not use a context. So it's a long sentence. I do not know the actual words to use.
What we in Tibetan we call Tunjik. One aspect, different name. For example, when we say condition, that means he produce something. Cause is produce something. Right? That means anyway, cause, condition, result, effect are, we can say synonym.
When it's not in context.
Yeah. Really? Anyway,
More
yeah.
connected.
Huh?
They're more connected, aren't
The best example I gave in the Dura class, mother and daughter. Is mother daughter or not? Yes, mother is a daughter. Because mother is a mother as well as mother is a daughter. Daughter of her mom. So mother is a mother because of her child. It's dependently, the mother is both daughter and mom. So this mala is cause because it has a result. This mala is condition because it comes from different condition. But the mala is cause, but the mala is not the cause of it. The mala is not the cause of this mala. It's like a mother and daughter. Yes. Yes, please.
The example you gave was, let's say, if somebody calls somebody a frog, then the karma will be 500 lifetimes, right? So if I try to prevent the people I know from negative karma, like they keep saying, oh, you're a frog, you're a frog, frog. So when I say something, because they don't believe in it, then let's say they say I'm a frog. So by trying to help them, I cause them to create more negative karma. Then what should I do?
No,
If I
because
keep quiet, then they will continue with the negative speech.
so for example, can you say more clearly?
Like for
Well-
example, they use either gossip or harsh word.
Mhm.
So what can I do to tell them don't have either gossip or harsh speech? Because when I try to say I don't say, I will make them use harsh speech and either gossip even more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So by trying to help them, I kind of make them incur more negative karma,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like harming them. But if I don't say anything, then they continue doing that.
Yeah, it's happened, for everybody. It happened for us. Everybody is encounter this kind of problem. Someone doing bad things. If you wish to say, you should not do. When you actually say you should not do, is because you know good that people get upset, angry, and they say very bad thing again for you. But first, we need to check what is your motivation. You don't have any negative motivation. You have only positive motivation. For example, this morning I was walking in the park. I saw there's I think few Indian, like boys and girls look like they are totally come from India. I don't think they live in Singapore. In the park. So they behave very bad. I thought I should say or should not say. I should say, I should not say. Okay? I know if I say something, they will get angry. The young boys and girls. If I should not say, because there are so many kind of, brother and sister, they're doing exercise. I feel so bad. Then I know if I say, they're going to get angry. I'm not worried they're going to, I'm going to accumulate negative karma because I have a pure motivation to say. So, then in the future, if you think I want to say something, good thing you must say. That people listen or not, it depends on them, not depend on you. So from our side, we do the best. So you're not going to accumulate any negative karma. Instead of accumulating negative karma, you're going to accumulate positive karma. Because you have a pure motivation, you want to change their behavior in the best way, with a better way. You're not going to accumulate any negative karma.
But when they reply you, they will reply you in a harsh way, then they accumulate more negative.
So it is not your, it's not your fault. It's not your problem.
But if I don't open my mouth in the first place, they will insult less one person.
Oh, then
you know what I mean?
yeah, then that's me. Then you're going to look like what you call ring. Or if I don't say, they're not going to use the hardship, the bad words. That's when first I say, they start to use the bad word. Then second, if I want born, I'm not going to say the person. That's mean you are looking too much. I think you are taking too much. First, you have to stop there. I say because I have a good motivation. They listen or not, it depends on them, not depend on you. If they use the bad word, let them use. Because this is not your mistake, not your problem. This is their problem. Yes. So we have a few minutes.
So Geshe, this morning did you approach the
Yeah. Yes. I tell my experience now. I think something is good to share with you, everybody. I was doing my just morning walking. I just keep thinking, should say, should not say. Because I pass the people who I should say, should not. When I see I get angry, I think a half hour, I just okay. Then I thought, first I need to know the rules of the park. It's public park. I need to know the laws. Is allowed to do this kind of thing or not? Is allowed to have a smoking or not? I checked. There's a few signs, no smoking. I found two signs. One is like what we call the house, the rent shelter.
Hut.
Shelter.
Yeah, there's a sign.
It's a hut.
The house is a sign, no smoking. And I thought maybe not allowed to smoking inside, but maybe outside is okay. Then I thought, yeah, this is a public place, not supposed to do kind of showing the affection things. Then finally I thought I don't know the rules or laws of the park, I should not say. If I say, they're going to be argue with me. If I know the law, I say you should not because this is the law. That's why I didn't say anything. That's why I think many times.
For the records, in Singapore, any of the parks that under government's care, no smoking in the premise of the park that is under government's care. Private parks, condominium parks.
So sometimes this part, there's somebody says some is under the government, some is under the community. There's a different level.
Is NEA park. The one that behind is NEA, so no smoking.
Yeah, that's why. And also in the morning, some Indians just sleeping on the chair. When they woke up, they pee over there. Also, I said few times, but they were listening. So one.
It's an offense. You call police, they will be jailed.
I don't know the police.
No, you got to let them know if police catch them, they will be jailed and fined.
So anyway, I think I should say or should not say. I should say I should not just half hour. I just finally I didn't say. But because there are so many other people, they didn't say anything. Then I thought maybe you should be okay. Okay, thank you so much. So we're going to recite the dedication prayers.